Welcome to the Officers Club at Hawaiian Air Depot. The Officers Club is a series of videos for scale modelers who are making their own detail parts and masks using Silhouette and Cricut cutters. My name is John Federico, and I'm coming to you from the Hawaiian Air Depot World headquarters and state-of-the-art production facilities, also known as a crappy little garage here in Kailua Kona, Hawaii. We'll start right from the beginning for those of you who are using Silhouette Studio and a Silhouette cutter. Once you've purchased the digital design from Hawaiian Air Depot, you'll receive an email link. Click on that link and follow the instructions, and that'll get the files onto your device. Once on the device, you'll be ready to load it into Silhouette Studio and make your first cut. Let's show you how to do that. When you download your purchase via the link in your email, your computer should unzip a folder that looks pretty much like this. Inside the folder, you'll find first and foremost our instruction guide in the PDF format. It'll show each page, the drawing on each page of designs. That'll all be numbered and have illustrations so that you can figure out how to use it and where everything goes. You'll also receive a copy of our licensing agreement. Blah, 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 blah. Pretty much says that you're welcome to use any portion of the designs as many times as you'd like for your own models. Please don't share them with your friends, sell them in any way, and also please don't publish them anywhere on the internet or social media. You're welcome to publish pictures of your models and stuff, just don't publish the drawings, the files themselves. And of course, you'll get a file for each page of the design. You'll get two actually. You'll get a DXF version and an SVG version. If you're using the basic Silhouette Studio, you'll want to use the DXF version. If you happen to be using one of the advanced Silhouette Studios, you can use either one. Okay, so let's open up Silhouette Studio and we'll see how we can load these in and start cutting. When you open up Silhouette Studio 5, you'll land on the home page. Not much for scale modelers to see here, so let's go right to the design page. Start here at the page setup menu in the top right corner, and the first thing you want to do is choose the machine you're working with, and we've got it set for the Portrait 4, which we'll use today, but if you pull down the menu, you'll see you've got all the Silhouette machines there to select from. Next thing you want to do is set your media size. Okay, and again, the pull down menu shows all sorts of standard sizes. We're going to use a custom size today, so we select custom, and that opens up the menu that lets us choose our width. We've got it set for 7¼ of an inch by 9½ inches, which happens to be the dimensions of Tamiya masking sheet. It's also the dimensions of most of the designs that we publish through Hawaiian Air Depot. Once we've got that set up, we can go ahead and either use the file menu up on top to open up a file, or you can use the Silhouette folder menu right there, and it'll open up to the last place you were digging files out of your computer. We've got the DXF for page number 1 right here, so let's go ahead and just select that and open it, and that will transport it right onto our cutting mat. Now what I'd recommend doing here at this point is you see the logos and all this stuff, go ahead and with your selection tool selected here, just go ahead and drag across those and delete them. Hit your delete button. What that does, of course, is that removes them from the design so you don't have to cut those. Now we're ready to go ahead and send it to the machine to cut. And give us a firmware update. Go to your standard page. Should see that it's Portrait 4 is ready to go. Next thing you'll do is you'll choose the material you're going to cut. And again, you'll have a huge pull-down menu with all sorts of different materials. For a mask design from Hawaiian Air Depot, I'd recommend, regardless of the material you're using, starting with the Silhouette Oracal 651 if you haven't cut already. Those are good, solid settings, and we can see the settings here, right? For pretty much any kind of stencil or masking material. We can adjust those if we need to later, but that should sort of get you ready to do your first cut. You'll notice real quickly that it'll allow you to set the force in which the blade pushes down into the paper, the speed at which the blade moves around and makes the cuts, the passes, how many times it cuts each line, each of the red lines that you see there, and the depth of the blade, how deep it's going to cut. And number 1 is what you'll almost always want to use for stencils so that it doesn't cut all the way through the back. I'd also recommend going to your More menu here, and you can open up a couple of other selections. First is line segment overcut. Check that. Let it go ahead and stay at those. That'll make sure that as it comes to each edge and line, it'll cut just a tiny bit over to make sure that the pieces peel easily off of the backing paper. The other thing I would recommend is the intelligent path technology. That actually sort of optimizes the cuts and helps it make especially for finer details and smaller cuts, it helps it perform a little bit better. So once you've got those, you're ready to go. And now you can send it to the machine. You'll notice a page comes up and it'll tell you to load the materials onto your paper and into the machine. Load your auto blade, assuming you've got both of those ready to go. You can hit send and the machine will start making your first cut. Well, there you go. Congratulations on cutting your first masks. In future episodes of the Officers Club, we'll discuss all sorts of topics about how to make your own with Hawaiian Air Depot products. But now it's Pauhana. And since it's our first happy hour here at the Officers Club, we thought we'd finish up with the classic Mai Tai. Never mind that the classic Mai Tai was actually invented in Oakland, California, but mahalo for spending a little time with us. Let us know what you think, and cheers.